Dr. Live with New Insight, and thank you for joining me in another video. The title of today's video is The Importance of Self-Regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to keep yourself and your emotions in check, meaning to keep your emotions stable. It means if you're angry, you're able to de-escalate and calm down. If you're stressed or worried, you know how to self-soothe, relax, and refocus so that you can reset your mind and nervous system. Or if you're sad and down and out, you can comfort yourself, pick yourself up, motivate yourself, and keep pressing forward. And you're able to do these things without any help from others. It doesn't mean that you never need help from others or that you don't want help from others. It just means regardless of whether you have the help or not, you have the capability to do so yourself. Self-regulation also means being able to have self-control and take accountability for your actions. Self-regulation is important because it's not healthy to rely primarily on externals for self-regulation, meaning anything or anyone other than ourselves. Externals aren't always constant, and we have little to no control over them. Also, many externals may consist of negative coping mechanisms, including alcohol and drugs, or compensatory behaviors used to avoid, escape, and numb from the problem. Now, it is definitely beneficial when we can rely on people to be there for us in our time of need. But what happens when we can't? For example, what happens if the friend who always gives you good advice is unavailable at work at the time of your crisis or having his or her own crisis? And what happens if the relationship ends with the partner you rely on to keep you calm and make you happy? It is not reasonable or fair to expect others to keep your mood happy, to regulate your emotions, to control your impulses, and to be your only source of coping. And again, it's a wonderful thing to have love, compassion, validation, and support from others. We should definitely appreciate it and reciprocate it. However, we should also be able to do these very same things for ourselves. And this is why it is so important to learn positive coping skills. We need to prioritize our mental health and develop skills to strengthen our minds so that we have what is called psychological flexibility, which means the ability to think and make sound decisions, exercise self-control, the ability to regulate our emotions, adapt to change in difficult circumstances, and the ability to cope with our life stressors mentally, emotionally, behaviorally, and interpersonally. So how do you learn it, this psychological flexibility? You learn it by adopting a growth mindset, being willing to recognize your struggles, face and work through your fears by being receptive to learning, correction, change, and positive growth. You must be ready to do things differently in your life so that you feel better and become better. Take in new knowledge, apply the knowledge, and be consistent with forming new habits. Seek professional help if needed, both medical and mental health if warranted. Self-regulation is healing your core issues and learning to validate yourself. It's about loving yourself and knowing how to pick yourself up and put yourself back together if you need to, regardless of whether you have support from others or not. Be reasonable and fair to your family, friends, loved ones, and others as it relates to your emotional needs and expectations, and develop a growth mindset and take accountability for yourself.